Oh, wow. I can't believe it's full of tomatoes already. I just planted it. Ooh, it must be very happy with all this. I'm listening to the birds. It's the middle of May. Spring. You know, summer's a month away. Hi, it is Robbie from Southern California, and this is the middle of the month garden tour. So let's kind of speed around here a little bit because I have so much work to do, and I have done a lot, but there's so many other things and projects I want to get to. Now, some of you saw me work on this on our other channel, just stuff I put up, like let's say the camera is rolling or our surveillance camera caught us doing something. I might throw things like that. Gary's got projects. Oh my goodness, does he have projects on his tablet I looked at? He has no intentions of making a video on, but he just records himself. So it's kind of stuff like that. That's the one that's called Lettuce Bee Gardening. LETTUCEBEE gardening. So it won't be exciting stuff. It's just going to be laid back stuff. Maybe you just want company in the house or you want to watch somebody work as you sit back on the couch, have a cup of coffee, a soda, ice cream, or a glass of water, whatever. Anyways, let's not talk about that right now. I just wanted to mention that you probably saw me do this, and I finished it this week, and I'm so excited. I have a couple more pieces of ginger and turmeric stored, and I'm going to get them out here, but otherwise I'm done. All these tables are done. They're going to pop into a field of turmeric, and there is some ginger out here too. Here is like a work table. It has worked out so well for me to bring my wheelbarrow here. I've got 2 of them, and I can just plant the plants I want to plant. And you probably, if you did see a glimpse of it, I had to put this on water. This is a geranium because when I was replanting that one, a piece broke off, and that's not a big deal. You just take the piece that broke off, you put it in a pot, and then you make sure for about a week that you want it damp. They don't like a lot of water, but they're kind of creating roots right now. So I'll have another plant kind of like what I probably did here. This is fun. I'll have to show you how I did this because I'm going to plant a ton more. No joke. In these wonderful dish pans that are under $5. They're 4.5 gallons. Just pick up soil from whatever. And this is garlic. And I absolutely love that. These are cannas. I've got to move them. Just some seeds I threw in there. This is just some Swiss chard. Carrots. I actually have been picking carrots out of there. Maybe you can't grow that many in a small bucket like this. But you know, 10, maybe 12 carrots you can push in there. And then you pick them. It doesn't matter the size. But look at this. They're popping up. I don't know why some of these are white. I think because it's still cold. We're going to be in the 50s at night, which is really still cold for them. They really like it when it's in the 60s. But you got better growth coming on the ones that are already coming up newer. See, there's green. What's coming up over here? This will be a ginger. I don't think it's come up yet. The pink is turmeric. If there's no stick right now, then it's turmeric. And boy, have I been eating turmeric. And it really is good for inflammation. Let me tell you. These 2, a little pale. Again, it may not be getting enough sun, but they also came up early while it was cold. And I've seen them do that too. Look at this one, popping up everywhere. Now, I don't have any tulle around here, but I do plan on putting some tulle in a very unique way around probably all 3 of these tables, especially if something comes by and grabs something. So we'll get back to that, and I'll do that separate when I'm ready. Look at this. Forget-me-nots and tomatoes, though the tomatoes are starting to be taken by squirrels. Isn't that beautiful? Wild forget-me-nots. It's just so gorgeous to walk through here and see flowers all over, celery growing. Is that not cool? And there's tomatoes coming up in these buckets, these totes that Gary just threw stuff in. Look at that. But they are starting to grab them, see? That's the squirrels grabbing the tomatoes, dragging them around. That's probably why they ended up everywhere around here, tomato plants. And the piles are going down, but yet Gary's got his wood chipper, so he builds the wood chip pile up. I haven't gotten to this. We're actually going to just walk on by because once I get in here, I will tear it apart. It probably will only take me 2 days and get the plants in here I want. There's a few things I'm going to keep. I really didn't want to have tree color down here because it attracts the deer, but I haven't seen the deer come through here, so I'm going to clean this up. In other words, stake it up better, and I'm going to keep it in here. It has small leaves, the purple tree color, because I know it's root bound, but I can fix that up. And even if it's root bound and I'm not happy with the leaves being so small, it's a beautiful plant. Let me show you. It's still edible and I do use it. But the big thing is I can make cuttings off of this at any time. And cuttings, let's say I'm going to come here and cut this off and make a beautiful plant, stick it in the ground or stick it in a bigger pot. I'll tell you on that, it doesn't matter. Once it's moved, it will grow to its full potential. I had a little plant in the bird garden, I'll show you later. It was growing somewhere else, really small. I stuck it in a new spot, and now the leaves are bigger than elephant ears, and they're bigger than my hand. It's unbelievable. So even though it may not be growing as perfect as I want, in other words, bigger leaves, it's still the best plant to propagate from. So we'll get to this later. This is my favorite garden, but I've been doing, oh gosh, stuff everywhere else. So I'm getting to it. I've got the plants that are going to go in there. Swiss chard. You know, he never added to this. He had all the weeds in there. This started 2 years ago and is still giving us food. Now it's going to seed. And you can still eat that where it's going to seed. Pot marigold all over here. We decided to let the truck bed do its thing, be wild, and the birds nest in here. I don't know if there's anybody nesting now. Probably not, because if there was, they'd be screaming at me. So they're probably not here right now. They generally don't use the same nest again. Another bird may come and redo it or take the nest. Let's see. See, there's the nest. They're long gone. Okay. And that's where they had the baby towies in there. So that was really cute. They hopped out. They got to live around here until they were ready to go. Oh, if we didn't have raccoons, I had so many plans for this. Now, I will tell you, I have never seen as many pomegranates on our trees as we've got right now. This has been great. The whole tree has bursted into pomegranates, and this is a young tree. Remember, I planted this from seed. I've got another one there. Some of those are already starting to get red on them. Beautiful. I froze a lot, and I put it in my green drink, and there's another one there. So that is a wonderful plant to start from seed. And in about 2 years, you start getting pomegranates. By the 3rd year, you're getting a lot. Isn't that gorgeous? Now, will the critters come take it? They will, but they won't grab it till it's red. So keep an eye on it. And I'm going to have to do that. And you can tool with T-U-L-L-E, the fabric I use all over here that saves my garden. You can tool each individual fruit that you want to keep for yourself. Moringa. And boy, do I use moringa. Every day when I make a green drink, I come out and I grab one big whole leaf and I put it in there, sometimes 2. But I am going to get back in here and do a whole lot more. I think I'm going to pull the cages out. They originally, these big cages, I can use them in the bird garden instead or somewhere else. They were protecting plants. But there's other plants I want to get in here. So I'm going to come back. Oh, I see on the nasturtium. I don't think you can see it. Right through there, the yellow nasturtium in the back. Here too, I had decided to keep that celery, though I didn't clean it up. I don't know if I'm going to keep that celery because I use a lot of celery in my green drinks. This is elephant food. This is actually ready for me to plant something in. I'll probably get to that this week or next week. And then I've got the green sorrel. That's a tomato plant. It's a volunteer and I'm leaving it. This is going to be great. There's one plant. Look how big it got. Wow. Now what kind of tomatoes it's going to have, I don't know, but I want to do a lot of volunteers. I want to do a lot of my own seeds. And there is a big reason for that. And we'll talk about it very soon. So if you can do some of your own seeds, do it. And be very careful. Let me just say one warning on this, and then we'll talk about it another time. Don't build your entire garden on the seeds that you kept, unless you've been gardening for years and you know your seeds. That's all I want to say on this. And if you're interested to know what's going on with the seeds, tell me, because I will have to literally sit down with you and discuss it, because it's scary. I've known about this, oh my goodness, 8 years ago. I had a discussion with somebody that is big, or a few of them in Australia. They knew about it, tried to warn people, and nobody did anything. And there's nothing we can do. So it's out of our hands. we can only do what we're going to do, and that's it. So we will talk about that another time. This is the garden tour. I'm planning on doing 3 watermelon there. I might do more if I plant it in a different way. So we'll see how we go. And then there, I'm probably going to do zucchini mixed with cucumber. We'll see how that goes. But I don't know if I'll get to it this week. But you know, I finished that. So that was a big project I wanted to do because turmeric is so important to me to get that growing. And I want to know it's organic. I want to make sure it comes from our garden. So I'm done with that. Now here, oh, this is going to be a project for me. Let me step back. I stopped over there to get rid of the garden going all the way down. Remember where the trash cans are? I thought, well, if I get rid of that, I have less work. Somehow that did not work out. I do have a butterfly garden here, and I need to get in there. I'll sit down on a chair, and I'll go through each tote, each pot, clean everything up, groom it down, and I'm going to get more milkweed in here. I'm not sure how far I'm going to bring the milkweed. I might bring it up to the red cars. I'm going to move the red cars this way. But the issue is I ended up making more gardens. So I didn't save myself any work because I have a new tomato garden. I saw Gary's doing something I'll show you when we get there that was unexpected, which means I'll have another garden. Oh my goodness. I don't know. I haven't even counted how many gardens I have. I have the deck too. And that's a project. But I get up early in the morning and I do the deck. And then I come out here and kind of mosey around. Oh, I see a flower in there. I'm going to have to peek and see what that is. I'm hand pollinating, even though we have a lot of zucchini growing now, because we do have bees. But if the bees miss it, then I won't get my fruit. Now I've got a lot right now. I still have more to pick. I've been picking zucchini not fast enough. They're getting big. So that's what's going on here. I'm very happy with my butterfly garden because of the, look at this. It's so dark right now and it might get late. Lately we have, well, let's just put it this way. Lately we're dark in the morning until around noon, and it's not noon yet. So it's still early. And then afternoon between 12 and 2, it kind of burns off whatever this is, clouds, and kind of hazy in a way. And then we have sunlight. So I figured I'm going to do this in the morning anyways. Oh, look at the hummingbird. Okay, there was a hummingbird on there. So I will sit down here in the morning and go through all this and trim it back and clean that up. But it's just, I figured let's just get out here and do it because it's quiet. Everybody's weed whacking. The hummingbird's following me around. Isn't that cute? Oh, you're looking at my plants I bought. Look at that. So that's what I'm going to do. Clean this up. I'm debating if I'm going to take the avocado tree out. It's really leaning, so it's not happy there. I'm going to keep definitely the purple tree colored. It's beautiful. Again, there's so much in there. It's so overcrowded in there that the leaves are small, but it makes the perfect plant for cutting. Nice, straight stalks. You just cut it anywhere you want. It will start to burst out and grow from the bottom. And I would have all this, any of it to cut. Now this has got its own pot in there, and this one's got a little bit bigger leaves. So again, give it one tote, the plant, and you'll get even, the leaves will be triple the size. So anyways, we'll see what happens in here. But I am going to pull the cars forward, keep this blank. So when Gary comes home, he wants to offload something, he can do that. The cars will come up to here. I don't know if I'll keep these totes. And then I think I'm going to go milkweed from here and different flowers all the way down. And then I'll start there and do the cucumbers, watermelon, zucchini. I don't know if I'll put regular squash in there or not. You know what? Let's take a peek in the front yard, but there's really not much going on. I'm being watched by the bird. We are now in the front yard. I've done very little in here besides just maintain it. Just come out here, water, groom it a little bit, and then I'm going to get that table set up hopefully very soon. Want to trim these back so I know what I'm walking through because it's kind of taken over my path. This is the pink geranium that bred with the reddish geranium that produced a seed that got here and grew into a salmon geranium. Isn't that cool? So this one's in the ground, and keep in mind this is blacktop. This is a place we used to park, and that is in the ground, and that one's in a pot. And the reason we can't park here anymore is because the trees that were so short got really big, these pine trees, and they dropped sap. So they were all over our you know, our cars. And Gary said, no, we can't do this anymore. So I'm going to clean this up, and I'm going to get a lot of dish pans out here. And I'm going to get more zucchini. So my seedlings are finally starting to grow. I've got the pitcher system in there, which works really good for feeding the plants. And then I've got the zucchini growing here. Though I think this, I have to double check. This may be a volunteer, but this is zucchini. And it's starting to throw fruit, which is really good. I'll have to keep an eye on that. These are still weeds. These are, you know, old radish seeds that regrew. I haven't gotten to that, but the walking onions are doing fabulous. I'm really happy with that. We'll have to walk over there in a minute. I'm going to do all different in here. And here, I like layering. By layering, I don't have to refurbish or do anything with these totes, but just drop in different plants. You know, this is Gary's favorite. He loves it. It's a cross between a celery and a flat leaf parsley. And that's why it looks like that. And you know what? He's welcome to all the seeds he wants. There's another one. They hybridized, and they'll be slightly different just because each seed is like an individual, like people. And this is what they grew, because I used to have celery and flat leaf parsley here. Then I've got mint, and I've got garlic chives. Here's another purple tree color, but this is just a cutting, see? And then, of course, when you've got your plants, if you're not going to eat it or you don't like the look of it, take the leaves off, because even though it's there, see how it's got a little bit of green? The plant is still taking care of it. You'd be better off to look over your plant and go, you know what? It doesn't need all this. And if you break it up a little bit, it will break down quicker. It'll break down quicker if I threw a handful of dirt on top soil. It doesn't need that one either. And then it will get all new growth. And you just pile that on. You grab something. I don't have any soil here right now. Cover that up, and those leaves will break down and feed the plant. You could go through, and I could technically take off all these leaves that the birds have been sitting here and eating the edges of. But this is how easy it is to grow. Backside of Gary's wall. This is his puzzle bowl he made. Do you remember that? Really beautiful. I had tomatoes and so many things growing in here, and it's overgrown with flowers, and I keep wondering if I want to pull everything out and put it back with zucchini or something. I'm not sure. I might. It depends on how much time I've got. But here's the heart. Look at this one, shaped like a heart where you sit. Is that beautiful? He did this all by hand. Every bit. One bag at a time, and the way he did it, you'd have to see the video. It's solid as a rock. He could move it. If we decided to move somewhere, he could take the whole thing apart. He can mark each one because it's like a puzzle, and then put it back, because he did move it. This was somewhere else, and then he moved it here. So it works out really good. Let's go down here, because I am working in this part of the garden, just starting. Look at all the geraniums. This is not beautiful and overgrown. This is why Gary doesn't like it. You know, he cut this back, and it grew right back. He said they're weeds. So this is my ginger and turmeric table. There will be ginger coming here soon. I've got one in the back coming up. And this one looked like something was nipping on it. Could have been a roly-poly. I put a little bit of tulle on top and something nipped on that. But it could have been also when I was changing them up. I pulled a lot of it out of the pots from last year that I didn't get to early on. Then what I did was I refreshed the pots with new leaves and stuff from the ground. And then I slipped it back in. I did break a lot of them as I did it, but it won't matter. They're going to get a whole lot more growth. So this is the black or blue turmeric. This is regular turmeric, and that's ginger in the back. And then this one has turmeric also that I planted. Oh, look. I don't usually grow it in a dish pan, but I grew one last year, and it grew beautiful. So I can do both dish pan and flower pots or small buckets. It works fantastic. Can you grow them in totes? Yes, but they're so hard to dig out because turmeric, as I showed you in all the videos, it doesn't grow on the surface like ginger. It grows down, and it will reach, see the leaves down there? It will reach the very bottom. So in a tote, 18-gallon tote, you really have to dig the dickens out of it to get to it. And you'll break some of it up as you're going, which is fine. But I found this works perfect for me. And this is just flowers. Let's see, I was going to turn it around, but they're the flowers. They came up from last year. And for now, this will stay here. This will be really more ginger and turmeric, and I'll probably put it maybe on that table and do that later. All right, let's go through here. We'll go into the bird garden. And you know, I can show you Gary's, hold on, now I'm spinning you around. There's Gary's garden. We took a walk and we got to see his garden within the past 2 weeks. He's working down there constantly. There's a lot of changes, and I know I've got to mic him up and get down there, but he's got everything growing. Papaya. Oh, I see a squirrel on top. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see, where is it? There he is. Where is he? I don't see him. He's not moving. There he is, right there. That's a tree squirrel. So they're not as bad as some of the ground squirrels. They still will get fruit, but they generally pull something they want to eat. That's the way tree squirrels do it. A lot of times your ground squirrels go in there and they just break the plant to pieces and then take what they want afterwards. So it's kind of rough. But anyways, that's his garden with the passion fruit, the gack fruit, all kinds of stuff growing down there. His dragon fruit. He's got everything down there, and I will be doing a full garden tour there. Now here is the bird garden. This is the place I have coffee every morning. It's like a jungle now. And I actually want to thin it down just a little bit and bring in more flowers and more plants and more feeders. I have to get more individual feeders in here. See, this one's been just eaten by birds. See how they sit on the leaf? And then they chew the leaf. So they'll sit on the edge, they'll find the leaf like this. They'll sit here and they'll eat the edge and keep eating it down. And that's all right. There's so much of it. That is perfectly fine. This is chia. There's the spike coming up. They throw purple flowers, but that's the chia seeds I threw out here. And then I've got, this is another pomegranate, and I've got a flower. And it's in a pot on a stump because I didn't know where to put it. It was in a teeny pot, and it was sitting for years. And I thought, you know what? It looks a lot like lemon verbena, which is here. See how it looks like lemon verbena? Well, the spice finches love sitting in this. They just love this plant. Obviously, they love this plant too. So I decided, let's move it here and let them sit in here because it's bushy. They have places they could grab and use for a perch, and it's worked out really good. I'm letting it grow into this cage. And then, of course, moringa. Here is the bat-faced kufia, and that's the hummingbird's lunch. They love this one. They love this one too. This is the easiest thing to propagate. And then I've got more chia back there. This is milkweed. Some of the milkweed I planted in here, and some of it is just coming up. I've got an emu bush with yellow flowers right here. So we've got a lot of stuff going on. And then here, the reason I love looking at these totes is the age of them. They're what, 9, 10 years old now, and still going strong and producing a lot of flowers for me. Oh, look, I've got a red one in here with the pink. I thought they were all pink. That's really pretty. There's another one. And then the pineapple sage. Oh, I love that plant. That's in there. I've got mint on the top, walking onions. This I want to get out. It's canary seed. See this? But the problem is the birds don't eat it. So I'll just chop it out and I'll compost it. More walking onions, more bat-faced kufia, garlic chives. We've got food mixed in along with the chocolate mint that's growing along here. You can see the difference. See how dark that is? See how light that one is? That's orange mint. That one came out of that tote, trailed out, and it's growing there. And the rest of this is all chocolate mint, which I used in my coffee this morning. Very small garden here that I actually was supposed to be small. Look how big and how fast it's growing. Of geraniums, but this is more of the Martha Washington type. So that's what's going to be in there. A lot of it was propagated. Then another hummingbird's lunch here. This is just a cutting from blanket flower. And this is another, look at that, another Martha Washington cutting I did, which really don't want all this. It will take away some of, the nutrients from the geranium that's trying to grow in there, being propagated. Again, orange mint. It's a rounder, softer. Oh, it smells good. I don't like eating it, but I'll put it, let's say, in a salad, but I won't make a tea out of it. I just don't care for it. Some people love it, but I use it for other things. I put it in my green drink. And this is the bird garden. Hey? This is where all the seed-eating, insect-eating birds come in. And it's got so many flowers. And I really do need to do a lot of trimming in here. Look at this, the blanket flower. It's growing in there. Oh, I don't have any peanuts right now. You're going to have to wait. No, you're going to have to wait. Please, after the garden tour. Look at this. Oh my gosh. You're going to make me shut the camera off and get you peanuts? You are going to have to wait. I will be right back. You had handfuls this morning. I'll come back and give him. He wants peanuts, and look at this. He's very demanding. If I'm in the house, he comes to the window screaming. You do know there's other stuff. All right, hold on one second. Let me go grab, oh, look at the hummingbird. Look at this, he's not gonna go away. All right, you know what? Let me go grab some peanuts. I'll be right back. You think I'm kidding? He wants the peanuts. I threw some sunflower in here too. He's waiting. Okay, you know, a couple more days with him if we really wanted to work with him. There it is. There he is. I'm telling you, he'd be eating out of your hand. When I was a kid, I had the scrub jace eating out of my hand. Because that's not my bowl. Oh yeah, that's the bowl. And there he comes. Is that not adorable? They know. And like I said, do you think I'm kidding when I say they're demanding? No, I'm not. The hummingbirds will come to the window. He will come to the window. And how many is he really going to eat out of there? He's gone. And he will be back. And he will empty that bowl out. And then he'll be screaming his head off very soon again for more. But we usually give him peanuts in the morning when we're having coffee right here. And then Gary's usually the one that gives it to him. And then that's it. Sometimes during the day, I'll put out a couple more. He gets a sunflower all day. They get their other seeds out of here. But boy, can he be so demanding. A sweet pea bush. Isn't that beautiful? Gary picked that up for like $5, I think, at Home Depot. It was reduced. The fig tree is full of figs. Who's going to get them? Who's ever faster. So I don't know who's going to get them. But I'm working on making some really unique bird feeders, and I'll have to get that. I'll have to get a video up on that because it's going to be a little odd, but I think anybody could do it. And it might be, ooh, whoa, he knocked that toey right off. That wasn't nice. He knocked the toey off. Look at that. It's like, these belong to me. Somebody should win a prize on who can pick up more peanuts at one time. In other words, the scrub jays. But we've got the water fountains going. We've got some in the back. Right now, we don't have any sunlight. It's still so dark. I'm hoping it'll burn off. It says that will. And I think we're going to be about, oh, there's a song sparrow up there. Oh, he just went down. And then here come the spice finches. Let me see if I can zoom in on, oh, no, the dove just chased them off. There's one baby back there. I'll zoom in for a minute, but there's only one right now. They went down. Oh, they're back. Those are babies. There's the parents, and they bring their babies here. And the parents bring them here and say, look, this is where you get all your food when you can't find enough in the wild. And this is why we're going through hundreds of pounds of seed a month. I don't even know how many. Gary buys it now in the 50-pound sacks. So what are you going to do? And this is our vacation. This is our kickback place. This is where we enjoy ourselves, sometimes have dinner, just come out here and eat something. On a hot day, just chill out. And we don't have a lot of chill time, but that's what we do. And it's beautiful. And I want to clean it up a little bit more. I really like this jungle effect, but at the same time, I really want to get more flowers in here and organize it a little better. So that's what I'm going to do. I put another camera up to keep an eye out on things, but that has to be set up different. Here's my papaya. I'm really happy with it. Oh, it's going to throw flowers. Look, right there. That wasn't there yesterday. Now that's in the ground. For a year, it stood in the back. It's too shaded in the summer with the fig tree. Not that it's not getting, it's a lot of sun here. But I did move it. I think it was last year. And it kind of stood still. And I'm starting to remove some of the bottom leaves. Like, see, this one's a little yellow. I'll look over the leaves because what my goal is to get this to go up. Once it gets up to about here, I'm going to start trimming this brassica. And then I want it to go up into the air. I don't want it to get really tall. Not like the other one. I think that might be too tall. Let it send the side shoots out. But right now it's doing exactly what I want. So I keep coming through here, making sure the leaves are okay. and trying to clean off a lot of this. I don't want to throw it on the ground, though I could throw it down for that, because I want to compost this and then let it go up. So we're getting there. We're getting there. This is where the seed spike was. And that's it. That's the bird garden. These are beautiful. You should get blanket flower if you can and propagate them. So easy. Now all these are done and you really want to get them off. The faster you get them off, see there's new flowers, the faster you'll get new flowers. So I should take it off right there, and then this flower will take off. It's just beautiful. Look at that. It's very narrow if you look at it. It's a very small garden. It looks big, but it's not. It's just crowded because it only goes to that wall where the hummingbird is. It was just there. It goes that wire, and then it goes there. It's very, very narrow. I'm going to propagate a lot there in the red totes. Not totes, the red dish pans. You could use black, but I had so many red ones when they had them on sale. I bought a whole bunch. So I'm going to propagate and grow there. But right now, the sun is so far up that it's all very shaded here, which is good. That's why my fuchsia, hold on, let me show you the fuchsia. Is doing so well because it's happy with the shade. And then as it changes later in the fall, the sun drops down and it goes sunny all the way down, and I can get more growing there, but I still want to propagate. Field of tree colored. Oh my goodness. Oh, you know, Gary said make a video. I don't know if any of you want to see sweet potato. Now these, which are absolutely beautiful, these are the few small ones I had found. These are Korean purples. They're already starting to grow. I'm going to get them planted. And I must have got them from Gary at some point when they were back there. But they're even trying to grow in here. Look at that. I'm going to do some more slips, cutting of these and save them. Maybe I'll do a video on it if you want to see it. But that's what I'm going to be doing here. But it's just growing wild in the ground. I probably won't get anything really good here, any more good ones, because it's so hard to soil. But if I get it situated in a better place, I should be able to grow some. Another lemon verbena I plant, and that's an herb. They're supposed to be little plants, but they grow into a big tree. This whole thing up here is lemon verbena, and the birds love sitting in it. It smells good too. It makes great tea. I make tea out of it all the time. Just bring in some leaves, chop them up, put them in boiling water, and then add it to your water. It tastes so good, and the bees absolutely love it too. The flowers, and then the flowers turn into the tiniest seeds, and the spice finches eat it. So it works out really good. Cycle of life. Look how big the fig tree got up there. I don't know what the ravens are screaming about, but they're screaming about something. This has been great. Any collard you can grow is wonderful for your garden. It doesn't have to be tree collard. Remember, this is all made off of regular collard. Any of it, whether you eat it, whether you juice it. I juice mine in a blender, you know that, in $10 blender. I drink this, but it's also the greatest compost tea and the greatest material to put into flower pots as you're growing. My trough is done, and pretty soon I'm going to throw some tulle around it. You know, I think this year, with all the animals, see what they've done? The birds and squirrels are eating those. The problem is, when those go down a lot, they may come here to my tomatoes. But right now they're eating those, and there's so much of it that they're leaving a lot of my container gardening alone. Though I can't depend on that, because I could come out one morning, and everything is broke down. So I will go ahead and put tulle around here very soon. I've got my rope set up with my painter's tape, my frog painter's tape. That will hold the tulle. I just clip the tulle to that and then just wrap it around. You can watch the video how I do it. I absolutely love it. Got flowers growing there. This was all redone. You did not see this 2 weeks ago. I sat here one morning and cleaned the entire place up. I decided there's so many monarchs here. Why not bring, there's milkweed everywhere. Bring some milkweed in, which I did. And the bees love it too. And the butterflies like it. I can keep track of it. If there was ever a lot of, let's say, caterpillars here, I could either throw tulle on top or bring in more milkweed if they need. Then it is really helping the papayas. Look at that. We picked 5 papayas out of here. There were so much. I cleaned them up and froze them, sliced them up, and they are great. Oh, look, see? Sending out side shoots. That's what I want. more shoots. We'll throw papayas lower down. It is wonderful. Here's a tree colored. It was actually on my deck, and I dragged it out here with the marigold. And then this is chia seed, so that will spread around here as it grows. And then those are the volunteer tomatoes that were growing in here. And there was cherry tomatoes and there were sun gold. So I don't know what this is. We'll see what happens if it grows, but it was growing and I thought, stick them there and let them do their thing. If they grow, they grow, and if they don't, they don't. And some geraniums. Look how nice and clean that looks when you thin it down and just kind of give it a better look. I should clean up my little work area too. I'm getting to it. And here's a propagated emu bush. Actually, it's got a couple stems in there that I stuck in there. So I work under here. I know it's falling apart, but it doesn't matter. It just gives me a little bit of shade. I actually put some tote lids there for added shade. And I can work here, and then I can pot things up. Like here's another tomato plant I can stick somewhere. Again, these are all volunteers. They were growing in the trough, and I stuck them in milk cartons. Look how beautiful they are. What they're gonna grow, I don't know. Oh, this is what the spice finches eat. I didn't plant it, came up. Gary told me he sees them eating the seeds in his garden. I want to get some of that actually purposely planted in pots. Walking onions all through there. So this has turned out really a nice walk, a nice area to work. All right. Oh, we've made a circle already, almost. This. So we go the other day. Where did we go? I don't remember. It was either Lowe's or Home Depot. And he went and got something. It probably was Lowe's. And I didn't know even what he bought. I didn't pay attention. So I come out here day before yesterday, I think it was, whatever it was. And there's bricks here. And I said, what are you doing? He said, first he said he's storing them here, but he's making steps. See, for me to get down there, I tied this thing. Not super good. Look, it's falling apart, and I would hold this rail that I made out of irrigation tubing and get down there, but I'm sliding down there, and if I slide too much, I'll end up down there. So I'll end up in Gary's garden. So he's gonna make a stairway so I can go down there, and guess what that means? Another garden for me to build and take care of. So I haven't gained anything as far as getting more time and cutting back on gardens. I just keep creating more. This is a dream. Oh my goodness, this is nowhere near done yet. Hopefully I'll come back within the week and show you, but right now in here, I've got a full video on this, so you can go check it out. I've got 6 different types of tomatoes, and the rest is going to be layered and spotted in peppers. I am going to wrap this in tulle differently than I've ever done before. I haven't done it yet, so you'll see it with me. But this is so cool. Gary set this up last year on the stepping stones, and then he decided he wanted to do something in his garden. So instead of taking this down, he bought a new one. So he's going to set something up in his garden. And he asked me, do you want it, or do you want me to move it somewhere or attach it to the other one? I said, it's set up, it's here. I want it just the way it is, and I'll figure something out. Why move it? It's too much work, and I'm not ready to expand the big one even bigger. After setting this one up, now I stepped back and realized, boy, am I losing space the way I set up the big one? So right now I'm in the middle of kind of strategizing how I'm going to do it, but it's not going to be set up in the same fashion. This is 2 dog kennels, and what you just saw with the tomatoes is 1, but no top. We didn't put a top on it. It does come with a top. It comes with this silver top that you see there. Too dark, way too dark to grow in. I'm thinking of taking that top off soon too. We had shade cloth last year and it hindered the plant. So he left a little piece here, but the rest was taken off. This is all done in 1/4-inch wire. It is costly because it's like $80 to $100 a roll. I think it's 50. I don't remember how many feet it is, but we bought that on Walmart, had it shipped here. It was cheaper than any place else. He wrapped the whole thing in that. I was going to do tulle, but I'm not going to bother. I don't need it. That one's got 1/4-inch wire, only part way up. Nothing's gotten in there. So we do know that we can go part way up because any critters coming up to it, squirrels or something, they just assume they can't get in and they don't bother. You can't always depend on that, but it's worked here. So this is a single one, no roof. There's the roof that you don't want if you're going to grow in, unless you're in Arizona, New Mexico, someplace, Nevada, it might work out good for you and you'll get the side sun. But for me, it works out to have no rooftop here because I can do inside shading for individual plants. But looking at the one that I just put together, the tomatoes, no, there's going to have to be a lot of changes, and I'll be getting to that soon because there's a lot of space in here and I'm not utilizing it good. It looks good, I'm growing a lot of food, but it can be done better. And then here real quick, I've got different zucchini growing in here, and I've been picking zucchini. Those are young plants. There's too many in there. I got to thin them out, but look at that. Because there I just drew some seed. Now here, I dumped this. I'm not sure if I'll use any of that soil right now. I was growing potatoes in there from the grocery store. They did grow. They grew into big, beautiful plants. They even flowered. But there was something not right about it. I don't think it was blight. It was just not right. And then after doing research, I decided I'm done with grocery store potatoes. In fact, right now, unless I forget, I'm not composting them. I may accidentally peel a potato from the store and it may get in my compost. That's fine. But when the potatoes start to grow, I'm probably going to toss them out. It's not worth it. Because if they bring something in from the store, whether they purposely put it there or not, it could affect my other plants in the same nightshade family, let's say peppers or tomatoes. So I dumped it. I'm going to rebuild that tote. I'm going to get squash in here all the way along. I'm not putting cucumbers because here I know that if I get cucumbers up there, the squirrels will come in. They will find the cucumbers and they will get them. So the cucumbers will be on the inside, but the squash, I can tool it like I did here. I tooled it and nothing has got in. I got to get that off today. So that's what's going on there. And I'm going to have to go in there. I've been hand pollinating in this one. Though we do have hoverflies and they do great pollinating, I still hand pollinate. Again, this is a mess because I'm changing everything up. Well, not everything, a few things. Okay, it's a male flower. Oh, remember that zucchini I just pollinated? If you went and saw the video, there it is. That one I missed, so I didn't get that one. And this is a male flower. So I have to remember in case there's another female around that I've got a beautiful male flower. But by the time it hits noon, it's usually too late. The flowers start to close up. The pollen isn't right, and it won't get to where it needs to get because it's just not right. It looks a little yellow. It might be overcrowded, but again, this plant is from last year. So we'll see. If it doesn't, come back good, I can take this plant out, though we're getting tons of tomatoes. Without a doubt, Gary just picked a bunch this morning. I picked a bunch yesterday, and it's still throwing tomatoes all the way up, and there's flowers just starting on the top. I'm going to give it more compost tea, which I make right here. And I just feed it, and it pops back up. I mean, it's trying to get new growth. It could use a good trimming. And then if I don't like it, I'll put a new tomato here. I've got a lot of them rooted now and a lot of new tomatoes starting, so I can move that. Going to finally have the eggplant. This one's starting to lighten up, so I may pick that one soon, though it should be bigger. But look. Look. Isn't that cool? I just saw another one. I don't remember. I thought I saw, oh, here. Cute. This I'm going to leave because it's doing well. It's probably in the ground. That is a purple tree collar doing really good in here. I'm going to plant that in a big pot. Well, I did. It's going to kind of go down into the ground, but it's staying here. This is, you'll have to go back and watch the video on the dog kennel tomato one. I got 2 of these, and normally, look at that. I just planted it yesterday. Oh my goodness. They were doing terrible. So I separated them. The lady at the nursery gave it to me for half price. Indigo cherry drops. Huh. Not GMO'd. Well, that doesn't matter anymore, does it? And anyways, I planted the other one, let's walk out, into the dog kennel. And I can't believe, I'm going to close this. We don't want a rabbit getting in here unexpectedly. How it bursted into life. I mean, within 2 days, it just took off. It was so happy. That's the one here. Let me move this. Well, actually, this whole branch is going to have to go because I don't want it in there. Look at that. It's all green and beautiful. It had little tomatoes, and I know you're supposed to take the tomatoes off. I'll tell you the truth, I don't. That is the recommended thing. If you go to school and learn gardening, you take the tomatoes off. I don't. Okay, I knew that. So these are 2 trash cans. They're the 98-cent trash cans, and I loaded it up with leaves. That's all that's in there. There is no soil. This is what it turned into, but I will show you. See that? That could be this. Let me step back. Hold on. It could be the bottle brush coming to get water, because I water in there. I'm going to move those anyways. Could be the bottle brush, or it could be the pepper tree. They will invade your plants. So let's walk through the rainbow garden. I haven't gotten to it, so I don't need to really show you anything in here, but the peppers from last year are coming back. Look at this, full of peppers. I cleaned this up, put in a whole bunch of leaves from around the garden, and just covered it up with whatever I could find, and it's bursting into life. That's the potato mint that's all over the place. More milkweed and Malabar spinach. If you're growing a garden, and let's just look, because I haven't done here anything yet. It's coming. I would say in 2 weeks, you will see a whole lot more. So let's sit down for a minute. If you are gardening, and you are gardening in the ground, and your plants grow beautiful when you first plant them, and then they start to produce fruit. Let's say they're producing a zucchini or different squash or watermelon, who knows? And then all of a sudden, they stop producing. They start to turn yellow. They're not growing right. You better analyze. This is what you really should do. What's around your property? Now, a tree like that, a pepper tree, all those, they can send their roots 100 feet plus. And if they send their roots into your garden, all the nutrients that was in there, whether you put it there or it was natural matter, they will suck it up. Why? Because you're watering. They know it. Trees are not stupid. Believe you me, one of the smartest things. They will send it there. They go, oh, this is being watered. I can get water here. I can get nutrients here. And they will suck the life out of your plant. And your plant is trying to grow, but it can't, because all the nutrients the plant needs is being sucked up by the big tree. So kind of analyze. I know I've told you this before, and I had like so many dozens and dozens of you come back and, oh my gosh, I went and dug around my garden. There was big brown roots there. Yeah, well, probably pepper tree or pine tree. It could be anything. You have to keep in mind, because if you go to a farm, a regular farm, that's one thing you don't see in there is trees. The farm is bare land as far as you can see, and they got everything planted, which keeps out squirrels, keeps out rats, and most certainly keeps out roots. And sometimes roots can really be your worst culprit when it comes to robbing your garden. That's why I love toads. We have gophers. They can't get up here. The rabbits cannot get up here. Other things can. I just throw my tool around and stop them when I have to, like I did over there where I'm growing tons of zucchini in there. Just throw some tool around it. Very simple, because the little guys do not like it. So I hope you enjoyed this. I actually think I'm going to go get breakfast. Beautiful day today. I'm still waiting for some sunlight, but they said we'll get sunlight soon, and it's been this way for weeks. And that's about it for today. I'm just so excited because I'm kicking back and working in the garden. I'm getting all my peppers out here. They're growing peppers in little cups. You know how I love my red cups? Sometimes they're yellow. Look at that. This is purslane. I don't really need it, but if it goes in something bigger, I can plant it somewhere else. Look at that. Is that cool? So that's it, and that's the small dog kennel that I'm basically using right now for propagating, though I'm growing thyme in there, because when I left thyme out here all winter, it died back. So everything else did really good. Planted some more basil. I've got a lot more basil to plant out. And then this is oregano all over the ground. And the milkweed, part of me wants to move it because it's in the ground, but part of me is saying, you know, it might be creating some cover for my pizza garden. So for now, I'll leave it. Especially as summer kicks in, if it gets a little bigger, it's protecting the bottom plants, and they might appreciate it. I'm thinking of moving some of my herbs. I'd like to make a separate herb garden. Oh, there you go. Another garden. So we'll see. So I hope you enjoyed this. And we'll do this again in 2 weeks. And of course, you're going to see lots of stuff on hummingbirds and the garden and all kinds of things. And then if I end up coming out here one day and just doing gardening and not talking and just enjoying myself, and if my camera's on, I'll go ahead and throw it on Let Us Be Gardening. And if you want to sit back and just listen to the quiet and listen to the birds and me mumble once in a while, that's what it is going to be. So with that, have a wonderful day, and don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye. You know, in case you saw Gary's, I'll show you this real quick, and I do have to go. I was going to keep this short. That didn't really happen like usual. So he made that screen, which is also, he made the whole video, and then his camera shut off. He said nobody's going to want to see it. He didn't tell me, and he just never put it up. There's the screen, but he's going to make it on the other side. So you'll kind of wind around and you won't see all the junk, the flower pots, his stakes and different things he uses. It's going to be covered. Our neighbor gave us that. They had an extra one. And then he has the wood there, but he wants to build another one like that. I think he's got the slats, and that's why he's going to put it on the other side, and you won't see everything. So it'll work out really good. All right, have a great day, and don't forget to eat what you grow again. Bye-bye. This is really pretty and peaceful.